Welcome to another Real Dad Movement Daily Revelation. On this bad boy, we are talking about choice. Choice, bro. The Kiwis will love it. Choices. The one thing every single human being on this planet must do. Anything, really. Any living organism, trying to think of one that doesn't, is choose. Choice. Life is a series of choices. And ultimately, not choosing, for those who want to be smart asses, is a choice. There's no way around it. There's no two ways around it. And that is what forms our life. It's what forms the experiences. And two things form our life off the back of the choices we make, the experiences we have, and the environment in which we have those experiences. The end. That's it. I hope you enjoyed this episode. But it's so true. But when did you start forgetting, or when did you stop making choices in your life? When did you stop seeing that you do have freedom and power over choices that you make? All of them? Maybe not. Like, I can't choose when my daughter's going to be waking up throughout the night and how frequently she wakes up, but I can always choose how I see it. And that's the greatest thing. I did an episode on perspective and understanding that perception does create reality. And while you won't be able to control everything happening to and around you, you can always control how you choose to see it, the perception in which you choose to take, the lens in which you choose to see the world. See everything. And when I'm looking over all the episodes that I've done and all the other ones that I will do that will come through on this Daily Revelation playlist, podcast series, whatever you call it, it's about understanding and being clear on knowing that virtually everything comes down to a choice. In fact, everything does come down to a choice, not virtually. This is a universal truth. This is an absolute. It's not opinion. You can't fault this. But the reality is there's times where you feel like you don't have a choice. So you're making a decision not to choose. You're making a decision to forfeit the ability to control elements or areas of your life. I can't do it, Al. I'm busy, man. I've got my mortgages. I've got these things I need to pay. I've got debts. I've got these different plans in action that I need to keep to with the kids, with their sports, with the missus, with my work. The boss is riding me, or this is my own business. I've got to drive it. Yes, mate, you're right. And you might not be able to really reconstruct the entire scenario right here, right now. You've got to be strategic. You've got to be flexible. You've got to have that. You've got to be malleable. You got to form up and have that. I speak about it as a level of fluidity and going that, yeah, there's going to be ebbs and flows, but what are you going to do? Just little tweaks consistently to move yourself towards a greater set of choices. It's almost like when you want to have breakthroughs in your life and what's happening at the moment, you slowly move towards a greater or a higher series of questions, which is going to lead to a higher series or greater valued answers. Same with your choices, same with problems. Like the more successful you become in any area of your life, potentially there's the ability or the platform from which greater problems will arise. And from these greater problems, you'll have to create greater solutions. And when you do that, whether it's giving a service, a product or service to the marketplace or the world, adding value to the world and people's lives or relationships, staying connected. I've been married with a missus for 15 years now. So now I've got to do X, Y, Z. And well, what can I do to keep the flame alive? Or the children, they're getting older at these different stages. There's always going to be a set and series of choices that you'll need to make. And the big thing is ownership. You need to take ownership over your choices. Oh, what choice did I have, Al? Yeah, you won't have any choices soon. If there's light bulb moments that come that, kick you in the ass, bite you in the ass, you won't even have an ass, you'll be done. What good is it then? What good are you to anything or anyone, including yourself? Take ownership. And from that, like I've spoken about before, you liberate yourself. And from that, like I've spoken about before, you have a higher level of freedom and control in your life to control the things that you should only need to focus on and control. Don't worry about all the other fluff, all the other bullshit. There's so many things out there in the world that you won't ever control. So choose to either dismiss, deflect, eliminate that part or that area or the scope of your life physically, or how you're seeing it and the attention, the energy that you're giving it in your mind, because that's taking up some prime real estate, man. Yeah? The world, this is your kingdom, and the palace is your mind. Who are you letting in? How many uninvited guests are coming in to stay? You need to be really clear on understanding that this is energy. Life is energy. And when you have a set of frequencies that's putting you in a position where you're in a lowered state, you're not happy, you're not where you want to be, it's damaging you, it's pulling you down, you're lethargic, you're fatigued, you don't know what to do, who to turn to, you isolate yourself, you fall apart. It doesn't have to be that way. It all starts with a choice. Making one simple choice. What can I do? I speak about getting 1% better, and I speak about all these other things. What can I do to have that one choice that I'm going to action and actually enjoy and move forward on and take ownership over. When it comes to RDM, like I don't like the word sales because of the stigma around it, but I love getting on the phone and talking to dads. It's a consultation. There's plenty of dads who aren't the right fit for RDM because they're not committed to the change result they want. Yeah, they blabber, they talk shit, but they don't back it up. Talk's cheap, man. And that's fine. So that's what, for me, when I talk to the dads who are potentials or prospects, is about making sure that they're willing to buy into my community and willing to buy into what I've created and the group of men that I invest in, that invest in themselves, and protecting their integrity and culture too, because this is their house as well, the fathers who are part of RDM. Now, when you have that clearly in place and clearly defined, you can ultimately look at yourself and go, hey, there is a choice, there is something I can do, but instead of just speaking the words, I need to take a higher level of action and apply what I've spoken about before in true power. Learn it, knowledge, understand it, take action. You'll have a great understanding of it, and you'll have experience, runs on the board, life experience. And then from that, reflect. Did it work? Didn't it work? What can I do? Reflect and grow so you can reflect and go again and do it again and do it again. Because it doesn't matter how many runs you've got on the board, so to speak, in terms of the life that you've been here. It's one thing that old people hold on to because they are quickly becoming the forgotten generation because they don't want to adapt and evolve with the times. More often than not, I'm not stereotyping the entire existence of anyone over 70, but the reality is a lot of those people are falling down where they don't want to, conform to the methods of iPhones and technology and all these different things. And good on them. That's their choice, which is exactly the point of this. It's about choice. It's about choosing. But at the end of the day, it's also about taking ownership over where you're at and understanding and establishing that you can experience and have more in your life. And if you've been here for 50, 60, 70, 80 years, that doesn't mean jack. It's what you've done with that time, man, and the choices and the decisions you've made to ultimately become the person you can be, the man you can be, the father you can be, and the leader you can be, starting with your own spirit, your own soul, your own life first. This is your life. This is your world. Make the choices that align with you in the happiness that you want to have and the direction and the destiny that you want to have reached, because this is your life, your journey, your destiny, your path. The destination can change, but it is your life with the experiences, the environment that you're placed in, which is built off the back of the choices that you're going to make. And when you make those choices or you don't, just put your hand up. Don't fucking whinge about it. Put your hand up and take ownership. And if you're not happy about it, do something else to change it. The end. It's that simple. Such a free feeling, such a liberating feeling. Free will, it does exist. Don't forget that. Free your free will. When you make the choices, yeah, you're going to fuck up. Yeah, in the eyes of the beholder. That's how you see it, right? Wins and learnings, wins and character building moments. No losses, no failures, because you never give up, you never give in, you keep moving forward. But yes, you're going to do things and take action, and it might be less ideal or not equipped with the right outcome that you might have wanted. That's what life's about. At least you know what not to do, hey? And that's why I love the cynical and the pessimistic people who have been, not are, because obviously they become cut away, but who have been part of my life, because they show me exactly what not to do. They show me exactly how not to see things and how not to live. I am blessed for them. It's almost like they're the nighttime and I am the day. And it's amazing. I love it because from there I reinforce the optimism I have in looking at the solutions, being solution driven and focusing on that, and taking and adopting a higher level of being from which I can have fulfillment, happiness, and growth in my life. And all that comes down to one simple thing: the choices that you make and choosing for you, choosing to serve you, and then owning that. Hope you enjoyed this episode. Hit you with something else soon. Cheers, guys.